Welcome back to the YouTube channel. On these tutorials, this is the building we are going to be modeling and analyzing on ProtaStructures. As you can see, all the members have passed. So on this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how you're going to make general arrangements of this building on AutoCAD. Then you import the general arrangement from AutoCAD to ProtaStructure, and then you model it from ProtaStructure. You'll be adding grids on AutoCAD, adding columns on AutoCAD, then you import that to ProtaStructure and design your reinforced concrete building. You design your beams, you design your slabs, our columns, and also design our pad footings. Okay, so and after we have designed it, we are going to be exporting this back to AutoCAD. Okay, so welcome back. What we are going to be doing now is we have our ground floor here. The ground floor, we have the bedroom one, we have the bathroom, we have the bedroom, and we have the living room, and also the veranda and the kitchen. Okay, this is your ground floor and this is your first floor. So in this first tutorial video, we are going to be showing you, or I'll be showing you how you're going to make a general arrangement on AutoCAD that you're going to be able to import to ProtaStructure, just as to create an easier way of doing the general arrangement instead of going to ProtaStructure to create grids one after the other. Okay, so you have your ground floor plan. The first thing you should do is probably take measurement of your wall to know the size of the columns that you can place. So you dimensions, you click on the first point, I click on the second point. Okay, so this we have is 225. Okay, so now we can create a 225 polyline for our columns. So we just create 225 by 225. all right, so we have our columns. Another very important thing is that we have to change the layer of this column, so ProtaStructure will be able to identify this as a column. Right, so we come to layer properties and we create new layer. We call that layer column. Okay, we change the color to blue color. We can use a line width of just to make it thicker. Okay, we have created that, so we can change layer now to a column layer. Column. Okay, that's it. So we have our columns. So now you place the columns where you would want it to be placed. You copy this off my snap, F8 to off my snap. So I place a column here. I want the column to be placed here, and I want another one to be placed here. Okay, I want another one to be placed at the corner. It's always advisable you place your columns firstly at all the corners before you try to tweak it to suit what you want it to look like. Okay, so I'm going to be placing my columns at this direction at first. Then I will check to make sure that it's okay. We have a column like this. We have another one at the corner here. I have one at the corner. I have another one at this corner. Another one here and here. You can just press escape just to look at what you've done. So we have about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. We have about 14 columns. Might need more columns, so we need grid line here, because to put members on ProtaStructure would need grid lines to be able to place members. You can't create members without grid lines, so we are going to create, we have to fix a grid line here. So we can copy this. Okay, we also need a grid line at this area, so we can also copy this. Alright, okay, I think we also need it here too, so we can copy and paste it here, so that's it. Okay, so we can just copy this, copy. You can place a column here and also place another one here. Okay, place one here, place another one here. Okay, you can place a column here, place one here, place one here, place one here, and place one here. Okay, so, and also in the course of this tutorial, I always advise that if you're doing a residential building, except you can't avoid it, it's always proper if you keep the spacing of your columns to about 5 meters for a residential building. It's always proper, so as to have a depth of beam of 450, because once you increase your span more than 5 meters, you'll be having a depth of beam of 600 to be on the very safe side. But if you're going to still use the 450 depth of beam, your reinforcement might be too much depending on the loads coming on that beam, right? So it's always important to check. So we can check this to see the span of to check the spacing of this column. So we check this. This is about 4.2 meters. You can also check here. Okay, this is about 3 meters span. So we are on the safe side. Okay, we can also check this side. Okay, this is about, alright, this 5.5 meters. So what we can do here is that we can break this span, okay, by introducing a column somewhere in the middle. So we can break this span here, so we can just break this span. We can just move this and place it here. Okay, so we can copy this, copy, and place it here. All right, so okay, we need columns here also, so we can just copy this and copy this, copy this, paste it. So I think we are done. We can just delete the grid lines, because we really might not really need the grid lines for now, the dimension lines, I'm sorry. Okay, so we have successfully placed columns where we would want to place columns on the general arrangement. All right, okay, so this is the ground floor I said earlier, and this is the ground floor, and this is the first floor. Next thing I do is I just copy this, just to create a replicate of this copy. Right, once I do that, I select my beams, select similar. Okay, before I do that, let me explain what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to check if the area, this surface area, the area of the ground floor is the same as the first floor. More like if where I want to place my columns on the first floor and the ground floor, if it's going to be at the same position going up from the ground floor. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to select select here the lines here for my walls and my beams. So I select similar. Also I select my columns, I select similar. Okay, before I select similar, let me change this color, because I want to superimpose it. So let me change the color of my beams first. So select similar. Okay, so I can hold my shift and unselect this, hold my shift and unselect this. This is the only place I want to select. So I just change the color. I can change this color to about, let me change it to red. Okay, so once I change it to red, I can just select this and select this and select similar. Okay, once I select similar, I can unselect this and unselect this. Okay, so I can copy this, copy. And when you want to copy to superimpose on another plan, it's always advisable you copy it from a position where it's similar on both sides. And usually the area that is usually similar on both sides, it's your staircase. So you can copy from your staircase position. So we can just copy from here. we can paste it here. Okay, we can escape that. From this you can realize that the area on the first floor is wider than that of the second floor, so we can just, this should give you a picture of what it means. That means this particular column, we can move it. Before we move it, we can just create grid line. To just create the grid line here, we can create the grid line. So we can just copy this, copy. We need to create this grid line, copy it, and I'll paste it. Copy and I'll paste it. Okay, for that grid line. Okay, next thing we are going to do is we need to create grid line here also, so we just copy this, paste it here. Okay, paste it here also. Need grid lines here also, so we can copy this, paste it here, copy and paste it here. Okay, all right. Okay, so that just show you that on the first floor we don't need a column here. This is going to be coming out on the room, so we can just move this, move to here. We can move this also, move this here, move. Okay, and also move this. Okay, also move this also, move this also, and that is it. We have been able to place columns on the positions we would want them. So this is the position of our columns on the ground floor, and this will be the position of our columns on the first floor. You can also delete this because these walls will not be needed on the first floor. Just delete this. And also delete it at this other end. Just delete it at this other end too. Okay, so you can just delete this. So we have our general arrangement for. So another thing we can do is, after we changed the layer properties for our columns, we should also change layer properties for our grid. So we can just create a layer property, call it grids. Okay, I'm still going to use this color, so we can just save that and we can change this. Change this, all our grids, change it. You can just select similar, so we change it to grids. Okay, so that is it. So we have also click here, you can see the layer has changed to grids, and you can also click here for your columns and realize that it's columns, because we are going to be importing, when we change this to ProtaStructure, we are going to be importing these members. We're going to be importing the columns and also importing our grid lines. So for this plan, architectural plan we had, this is the general arrangement we propose to use. You could have different general arrangement, but this is the proposed general arrangement that I'm going to be using for these tutorials. Okay, So you can just copy this, copy, Control C, copy, then we create a new drawing. Create a new drawing, and we're going to save it. Control V, paste it. So you can do zoom A. Okay, and this is it. What I did was I pressed Z, entered, pressed A, and entered. Okay, what it did that it brought it out. Just to zoom in to see the position of my drawing. So next thing I'm going to be doing now is I want to save this as a DXF file. So I'll just do Ctrl S and save it as a DXF file. Okay, so we are going to be saving it. The name is going to be tutorials. Save it as tutorials Rob. Okay, you can save that as a DXF file. Please don't forget, just save it as a DXF file, because we are going to be importing it on ProtaStructure as a DXF file. You can save. So while that is saving, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video, and also drop comments of questions you might need, and we'll respond to those questions. Okay, so see you on the next episode of this tutorials. Thank you.